Welcome back to the Deep Six Wrestling Podcast. It's probably very echoey if you're listening to this because we're sitting in a dining room with nothing on the walls, barely any furniture in here. It's the first time we're ever recording a podcast where we're all in the same room and we're looking at each other.
It's insane.
It's weird.
It's really weird.
We started this podcast during COVID.
Yeah.
And me and Ryan live together, obviously, but we've always done it from our own.
We're always social distancing.
Yeah, it's a social distancing podcast. Now, me, Ryan, and Joey are all here. Mm-hmm. And we're also making history. This is our first ever WWE Raw review. We said it was never going to happen. Rob, bless his soul, who's no longer with us.
He's not dead.
He's not dead, and he's still part of Deep Six. He just doesn't do the podcast anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't like podcasts. He thinks podcasts are bad.
He, for the longest time, told us that we should do Raw and SmackDown podcast, and we never did.
You know, he's got to be jealous right now.
He's got to be jealous of the show we just watched.
He thought he was going to be the one to have these reviews.
And then we took it from him.
Then bam, out of nowhere, on a random Monday Night Raw.
A random Monday after WrestleMania Backlash, we officially are doing a Raw review. So for those unaware, if you're just joining us, some of you might just be joining us because this is the first time we're covering Raw. This is the Deep Six Wrestling Podcast. We do predictions for wrestling, mainly AEW, Impact, and New Japan, but now I guess we're doing WWE. I am currently our predictions champion. My name's Pat. I'm joined by...
I'm Joey.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is going to be quite the experiment tonight. We're not just talking about Raw. We're also talking about the NBA because this show has absolutely no format. And it's just going to be a matter of if the show can keep our attention. Mm-hmm. And so we decided to add in a little special bonus, segment to the show tonight.
Yeah.
So for our first episode ever, we're going to be doing a thing where Ryan and Joey have decided they each have 5 NBA players, and they want to see if I can guess who they are based off their pictures. Keep in mind, I am a very, very casual NBA fan. I claim to like it. I don't really watch it. I just play NBA 2K and sometimes watch playoff games and the All-Star game. So we're going to see how this one goes.
Yeah, it's going to really test your knowledge.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll be able to see the pictures they've chosen for me. If you're just listening audio, then you're just going to have to...
Just go tune in to the YouTube.
You're going to just have to hear who I guessed wrong when I get them wrong. Speaking of our YouTube, be sure to subscribe to it. You can find the link to it in our episode description, as well as the link to our social media and all the other places where we're streaming. So do that now. It's free, and it doesn't hurt you. So with that being said, I guess we can start. We're going to start with the NBA thing because we got to start on a high note because this is going to go off the deep end pretty quickly. So
yeah, let's start with some fun.
Let's start with some fun before we get into the... the rest of the show is going to be fun for us probably, but it was not fun to watch. So. Yeah. Let's start with the NBA. Who wants to? You guys can alternate back and forth. So who wants to go? Ryan, you have a picture. So let's see.
So should we explain a little bit more, like what the concept is?
Yeah, sure. You came up with it.
Yeah. So if anybody watches Inside the NBA, you would know that like they sometimes do random game like quizzes and stuff to poke fun at Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal not knowing different things about NBA players, even though they cover the NBA, like Shaq not knowing first names of people, and Charles Barkley not knowing where anybody plays. He just knows individuals exist.
Who he played for.
Yeah. So we decided to quiz Pat because we had to do an NBA 2K league, and Pat randomly just kept on claiming that. I was like, oh, that guy just got drafted in the fantasy draft that we were doing. And Pat was like, oh, it's Karl Anthony Towns.
And to point out, Karl Anthony Towns is Pat's favorite basketball player.
He's my favorite basketball player. I don't think I've ever seen him play a game of basketball.
Yeah. Yep. He mainly just likes the name.
Again, casual.
Yeah. Yeah, because, Pat, what are your 2 favorite teams?
The Milwaukee Bucks and the Houston Rockets. I am going to slowly disassociate myself with the Rockets because I don't know anybody on their team besides... I just found out John Wall's on the Rockets.
Yeah.
So they're down bad, as Joey would say.
So we picked a few different people. Me and Joey consulted on who the 5 people we each chose were. And for people that, might have been on a team that Pat follows, we made sure to pick a jersey that they were wearing that wasn't that team. to try to make it a little harder for those ones specifically.
We don't want to make it too easy.
Right.
Okay.
So first off...
All right, so this is a Ryan pick.
Yep.
For those who can't see.
Is this man?
That's Eric Gordon.
Oh, wow.
The picture chosen for him, Eric Gordon has some facial hair, and he's also in a New Orleans Pelican jersey.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Which we did say that we think that if Pat gets less than 7 of the 10, it's pretty
That's
disappointing.
a lot of pressure to put on.
So one for one.
All right, Joey, let's see what you got.
Okay, now we're going to go with this fella. Come on. It's funny because we always talk about
it's Joe Ingles.
Yeah, there you go. Jumpin' Joe.
It was going to be him or one of the Bogdanoviches.
Jumpin' Joe Ingles. Yep.
Like them and Kevin Love are the only white people I know in the sport.
The Utah Jazz.
All
right.
Here we go.
Next. Oh Jesus. Okay. Celtics. It's a Celtics player. No, Bucks. Is it Bucks? It's white and green.
Well, you should know their jersey if you're a Bucks fan.
I mean,
right?
they both have white and green jerseys.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus! Can I have a hint on this guy?
They currently play.
They currently
for the Bucks.
play for the Bucks. Who the hell? Jesus, Eric Bledsoe.
Well, no.
Can you say that person's name one more time?
Bledsoe? How do you say that?
Bledsoe.
It's not him?
No, he doesn't play for the Bucks.
Can I have another hint? Can I have the first letter of their name?
J.
Jason Tatum?
Jason Tatum plays on the Celtics.
I keep thinking Celtics. I see the white and green.
This is Drew Holiday.
Oh, Jesus, I wouldn't have gotten that one.
No,
that better not be one of the 7.
That was probably a tough one.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
That might have been the hardest one.
All right, okay. All right. Up next.
All right, this fella.
Oh my God! I know.
He does know who it is.
I know who
he does.
Is. Oh my God! Why can't I think?
He
of his
always
name?
talks about it. He always has to. What? Wait, hold on, Pat. I'll help you out a little bit more. Hold on. I'm gonna help you out a little bit more.
I know who this is. That's the unfortunate part.
Just for those who don't know or will not watch the video part of this, this is literally just a picture of the guy looking up and smiling.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why his reaction is dying of laughter.
Yeah, he's not in a funny uniform or something or a funny outfit. He's just in
making a funny face.
He's in a Toronto's Raptors jersey.
It's Andre Drummond, right?
No.
Tristan Thompson.
No. One more guess and you're out.
Shit, it's not DeMarcus Cousins.
This guy isn't that tall.
Who's the other guy?
He's not a center.
Oh, it's not a center?
No.
Is it John Wall?
Okay, you're done.
You're out.
You're done.
Who was it?
PJ Tucker. You fucking know. You always talk about him.
I told you I knew who this was. I just couldn't
Tucker.
put the name. Oh my God.
Couldn't put him in a Rockets jersey because you would have definitely guessed.
Next up is this individual who is in this picture wearing one of the alternate Washington Wizards jerseys. He is not on that team anymore.
Oh, that's is that John Wall?
It is John Wall.
Okay, all right.
There you go. You're up to 3.
All right, I got 3. Wait, do I?
You've got Eric Gordon. You got Joe Ingles.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So I just okay. So I can't get any more wrong, and then I get 7.
You can get one more wrong.
Can I?
Pat, how many?
Oh, we're doing 10. Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now this young man is a true character.
It's Bull.
Yeah. Perfect. Nice.
Right.
Okay.
This one might be This one might be a little tougher.
Shouldn't.
Again, not current.
Just real quick. Shout out to Joe Sandstone for Bull.
Yeah, Bull.
We miss you, buddy.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought that was gonna be a tough one.
All right. Well, I wonder if you'd get this one. Okay, so.
Come on, man.
What? I mean, I feel like you should know this.
Can I have a hint?
He is on the Minnesota Timberwolves.
That does it. Is it Cat?
No. Cat has never played on the Nets.
He's also not.
I'm trying to think of Nets players.
He also was on the Warriors.
Oh my God.
He literally
Yeah, no. I'm thinking of the name.
and the Lakers.
Okay, I'm thinking of the name. You've had, one of you. I think you've had him on a 2K
We
league
both
team.
have.
Yeah. Oh my God. Why can't I think of his name? As soon as I say it, you guys say it, I'm gonna know. Who it is.
What you call it? Another random thing. He was involved in social media thing with Nick Young and Iggy Azalea.
Yeah, I know who this is. I
Okay.
just can't think of their name. Oh my God, you're gonna have to tell me. I
Starts
know
with
who
a
this
D.
is. D'Angelo Williams. D'Angelo. It's D'Angelo. Whatever his name is. I can't think. D'Angelo. Yeah,
I
come
feel like
on.
D'Angelo Williams is like a football player.
Okay, but
Right.
you can clearly tell I know who this is. It's D'Angelo. I can't think of his last name.
Starts with an R.
Oh my God, come on.
You just give it to
Just give it to
D'Angelo
Russell. Russell, thank you. I half a point on that one because I got the name.
Joe, I think you can do the next one.
I
as
got
well.
the
name.
We'll finish off on this
All
one.
right,
I got the
next
name
one. My last one actually is this individual.
That's not a player.
No, he's just wearing the Lakers.
Kyle
shirt.
Kuzma.
There you go. Whoa.
All right, so the final
Okay.
one,
That's
the
not fun.
final one here, you have to get this right, where you finish at 6.5 points.
Oof.
Oh, God damn it.
Oof. I don't think you're gonna get this one.
It's Carl Anthony Towns. Yeah, I got it.
All right. All right, good job. So Pat did it.
Oh,
We're
my
not
God.
disappointed.
That came down to the end, though.
Yeah.
I could have failed on
We
that one.
memed him a little
Kyle
bit. We
Kuzma-
were really just testing his knowledge
Kyle-
of his favorite basketball player.
Kyle Kuzma tried to fuck on me. I didn't think that was...
I can't
believe
that's not a basketball player. Kyle Kuzma.
I just tried to think of Lakers players that I don't know. Like, what they look like. If you guys enjoyed that, if you're on YouTube, be sure to leave a like, comment down below your favorite basketball player that's not named LeBron James. We don't want people just spamming LeBron James.
Stop it.
Don't do that. All right, let's do this. It's time for the first ever Raw review. We don't have a name for this podcast yet.
Yeah, tweet at us, comment on
Honestly-
us, tell us what a good R
honestly-
word for this would be.
The first person that tweets us a Raw review name, we'll use it.
Yeah, that's
It doesn't matter
Unless
what
it's
it
bad.
is.
Unless it's like
Unless-
offensive.
Yeah, if it's
Yeah,
offensive,
yeah,
then
yeah.
no.
Yeah,
But yeah.
we're desperate at this point.
Yeah.
All right, let's do
3
this.
hours down the drain.
We went to go grab dinner, so we missed the slight beginning of the show. It was Bobby Lashley and MVP with some ladies, and they came out to the ring, and
There are no swingerellas.
yeah, no swingerellas.
That's a shame.
My assumption, again, I had seen a post saying about it was a promo from last night after the pay-per-view where MVP promised a surprise for Bobby Lashley. There was no surprise on the show for Bobby Lashley.
That is a good point. It's like, surprise, here's a match.
I thought we were going to get something at the beginning of the show, and we did not get that. So unless we missed something here,
Yeah, that's weird.
I have no idea.
Something that was never
the women
mentioned.
were
Yeah,
a
I guess
surprise.
maybe the women
Oh.
were the surprise. But
It's kind of weird because doesn't Bobby have like a wife?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that didn't stop Bobby from having a...
That
a
is
second
true.
wife, yeah,
A second
he
wife.
That
married-
is
he
true.
married Lana. Bobby's Mormon.
Yeah.
And then
Shout out to Bobby Lashley for his Hall of Fame attire that one year with the top hat.
Oh shit!
That's
yeah.
the only reason I remember
The
his wife
2019
existing.
Hall of Fame where Bobby Lashley wore like a fedora across like with a top hat.
That was not a fedora at
it
all.
was like a cross. It wasn't full top hat.
He wore the.
You can look at the
dome.
picture. Yeah, it was maybe like a cross between like a top hat and a bowler hat. Anywho, they basically come out here and say that despite Lashley being injured and beat up from last night, he is Mr. No Days Off and he's going to issue an open challenge to anyone in the locker room. Drew McIntyre comes out to take the open challenge, and MVP then says, "You didn't let me finish. It's an open challenge for anyone not named Drew McIntyre or Braun Strowman." And then Drew and Lashley brawl, and that ends the opening segment.
Yeah, it's a bowler hat.
Yeah, bowler hat. Okay.
It just looks at different angles like it's a top hat. However, he also wore like a Peaky Blinders hat multiple times.
No,
It's
Peaky
not the
Blinders.
Peaky Blinders.
We're just going through everything.
Jeez.
This was your pretty standard WWE opening segment. It's as Joey noted while we were watching this. We typically watch like AEW and Impact mainly, and it's weird to see this show open with like a 10, 15-minute promo.
Yeah, because like AEW and Impact almost never open up with like a long promo.
Yeah.
It's always just straight into wrestling, so it's just really weird to see after not watching the product for.
Yeah, we should note
A
this
long
is,
time.
Yeah, this is my first Raw since October of 2019. I used to live tweet on our Twitter for Raw and SmackDown, and whatever happened on that Raw show, it took me to my breaking point, and I quit.
Yeah.
I quit midway through.
I can't. This is my first Raw since probably way before Pat, because like Pat said, he was live tweeting for us because no one else was doing it. So I don't know why he did it, but he did it. You know?
The amount of work
we were trying
I
to
put
get
in for
those
this
engagements.
podcast.
Yeah, I'm probably in the same boat as Joey. Like I see clips and stuff on Twitter and whatnot, but like I haven't sat down and watched the Raw in years. And
The last time I watched any of a Raw was Legends Night earlier this year. We were on Xbox and I had it on my
Hillbilly
phone.
Jim.
Yeah, Hillbilly Jim.
Jimmy's coming.
That was the show where we got the Hulk phone, where it was the show opened with the Hulk Hogan iPhone parody for some reason.
Yes.
I still think that's up in the air for worst segment of the year. There's something on this show that I'd probably put up there, but we'll get to that.
I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, after this we got AJ Styles versus Elias with Jackson Riker and Omos at ringside. Omos did absolutely nothing this match except pump his fist randomly and stared at Jackson Riker, who backed away. I could have cared less about this. I love AJ Styles. Could care less about Elias. This went way too long. This was 10, 15 minutes and it felt like 20. And the worst part, we got a DQ finish with Jackson Riker. I think he tripped AJ or something.
He pulled
him
AJ
down off the ring.
as he was going for the phenomenal.
And so we spent 10 to 15 minutes on this slow match and got a
and
DQ finish.
Right, we didn't get a clear finish. So.
They couldn't have. Why does Elias need to be protected? Why couldn't AJ win this match?
I don't know.
We're in a world where AJ needs help to basically win.
I also just want to say AJ Styles needs to grow out his goatee.
Oh my God, this is not that big of a deal.
It is. It's really bad.
You should
It looks really bad.
You should send him an email.
Him with the long hair and a clean shaven face with 5 o'clock shadow kind of growing right underneath the chin looks really bad.
So I would say join one of his Twitch streams or whatever, but you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, facts.
Unbelievable. What happened after that? We saw before we went to commercial break, we saw Alexa and her doll Lily at her playground, and then when we came back, we got the segment here where it was Alexa with Natalya and Tamina.
Yeah.
And
the brand new women's tag team champions, by the way.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say about this.
This was bad. This was offensively bad.
Natalya said that her favorite color was pink.
Yeah.
Tamina said that her favorite colors are black and blue, and then instead of saying something that would rhyme and be oh, that's a good one, Tamina, where she was black and blue and it would look good on you, she was black and blue, and if you keep on annoying me, I'm going to make you black and blue. And it was really just an awful thing.
That was a weird. That's not exactly what you got. The right idea.
Yeah, but it was much longer winded than it ever should be.
Yeah.
She basically threatened Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
she threatened the doll.
And the doll.
She threatened. That was basically this whole thing, was just her threatening.
So
Alexa
Tamina versus Lily at WrestleMania next year.
Yeah, basically.
Also, we got Alexa running down random things that her and Lily like to do, including swatting flies, ripping the wings off of flies, looking at the wings of the flies,
pretty sure that's
collecting the wings of the flies, collecting fingernails, collecting toenails, and then Tamina and Natalya just wandered off.
Left when she was in the middle of
this was basically the makings of a serial killer.
Yeah, and Alexa was upset that they left because, normal people would get up and leave when somebody.
I wouldn't even agree to this. They're on the show.
I wouldn't even go.
Yeah, they're on the show. They know what Alexa's currently doing. Why would you agree to this?
I wouldn't even go. It really did nothing for any of them, to be honest. I don't know what the point was.
It was also really bad because Tamina and Natalya are really both pretty bad on the mic.
And hey man, I know people like Alexa on the mic. In this character, absolutely not.
Yeah, this was very.
This
was very awkward.
People
between all
will
of them.
say that whatever Alexa does works.
No, I'm not. Don't. I mean,
there are
her stands.
Yes.
It's not like the general public.
No,
man, Alexa's great.
Right.
Yeah, this was awful. This was painful to watch.
Oh, it was real bad.
Just bad all around. This is the thing that I was saying would be worst segment of the year.
Oh, I didn't think that was gonna be what you were gonna say.
I think. Are you talking about Riddle and everything next?
No, that's up there as well.
Okay.
There's a lot to digest in this episode.
All right. Well, so up next we have Matt Riddle backstage, and the New Day come out and basically, apparently, I guess Matt Riddle sent them Digimail, which I'm assuming is email.
That he claims he created.
Unless did he say Digimail or was it something else?
I thought he said pigeon mail.
Pigeon mail would make more sense because
I'm
like
pretty
the
sure
pigeon's
he
like
said
loose when he
pigeon
does the,
mail.
Yeah, but that would make sense.
Pigeon mail never fails, is what he said.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's pigeon mail.
Right,
Yeah.
but then the New Day point out that they got it on their phones.
Yeah,
which is why I thought it meant he said Digimail.
Maybe he made an app, dude.
Oh god,
called pigeon mail. Yeah.
Anyway, they basically say that Riddle sent them a message telling them to come over and hang out with him backstage because he saw a two-headed snake, and then Riddle says that he stretched the truth, and out comes Randy Orton, and he's very upset that the New Day are there.
Yeah, he does not
because
like
he
that.
was promised Adam Pearce.
Yeah.
And how come Riddle doesn't like live by his name and do a bunch of riddles?
That's what I'm talking about. They changed his name just to Riddle, and he has not done riddles. It makes very disappointing.
Yeah, right?
And basically, the whole gist of this is that Riddle and the New Day want Randy to apologize for Randy's actions last week. And Randy says he doesn't want to. Kofi challenges him to a match, and Randy agrees, and Matt Riddle looks upset, and then Randy just stares at him. And I shit you not, Matt Riddle zips his lips and throws the key away before we go to commercial. What the fuck did they do to Matt Riddle?
I don't know, but it's kind of unbearable.
Oh my god.
Kind of is an understatement.
This man is a former UFC fighter who's now on Raw with a scooter. His only name is Riddle. He's talking about pigeon mail and zipping the lips and throwing away the key.
While
And he
dressed
looks like
as Evil
Knievel, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh my god, dude, he's unbearable.
And he has birds.
We didn't see the birds tonight, but he talked about
But
birds.
he has
Yeah.
birds.
Yeah, we'll talk about Riddle in a bit more later. We got Angel Garza versus Drew Gulak. We did get a recap of their feud, which I still don't really
slideshow
the first part was in slideshow. Then we
They
saw.
didn't want to show the rose up the butt, I guess.
Yeah, so they did a slideshow of Angel Garza putting a rose up Drew Gulak's asshole. And then they had a segment last week, I guess, where Drew Gulak was doing a photo shoot, and then Angel Garza put a rose in his mouth or something.
He walked in front of him with the rose in his mouth.
Okay.
To which Corey Graves, when they come off of watching this, says, "Oh, if I'm Angel Garza, I'd want to know where that rose was." It's his rose. I think he knows where that rose is.
I want to point out that commentary was goddamn terrible.
It doesn't get offensive until what match where Byron and
where they were just arguing.
Corey,
I don't know.
Entire match
I don't know how they
screaming.
are on a weekly basis, but if that's how they are every week, then that is awful. I would watch Raw on mute if I could.
No, just switch to the Spanish commentary.
Facts.
I want to say it was probably for the lumberjack.
No, it was Ricochet versus...
it was.
Yeah, it was Ricochet and Sheamus. Okay. We'll talk about
get to
commentary, yeah. But yeah, commentary was exceptionally bad, and we'll discuss why.
They ruined a pretty good match.
Yeah. We got Angel Garza versus Drew Gulak. This was over in under like 2 minutes. Angel Garza just won with the wing clipper, basically, and that was that.
I don't think Drew Gulak got much offense there at all.
He did shove the rose in his mouth.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was after.
First, he broke the
Well, that was after the match.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Gulak rushed into the ring to try and meet Garza, got a couple hits in, and then it was just Garza.
Yeah. But again, with this whole thing in mind that according to Corey Graves, this is the exact same rose that was shoved up Drew Gulak's butt.
No, you can say it. Say asshole.
Yeah, it was shoved up his asshole. Then somehow Drew Gulak, I guess, was like, I'll just take the rose out and give it back to Angel Garza when I get back.
He said it to him.
Then Angel Garza,
via pigeon mail.
a week later, is going to put that same rose that was just up another man's asshole.
He don't care.
He's going to put it up in his mouth. And then, again, this week, have that same rose in his mouth.
Dude.
And then this week, at the end of a match, break it in half and then shove all of the pieces of said rose into Gulak's mouth. How long does this man think? Again, There's no water with this rose. There's no nothing. The concept of this being the exact same rose is stupid. And the fact that Corey Graves is trying to get that across to people is fucking insane. That they think that people are that dumb that they'd be like, yeah, this makes sense. Angel Garza clearly has only one rose, and he doesn't care if it's up someone's ass or if it's in his mouth.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Pretty much.
Angel Garza and Drew Gulak both deserve significantly better than this.
Yeah. And Pat, you even pointed out that Angel Garza seemed like he was poised for a big run when he first came up.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Angel Garza, even before that, with his Cruiserweight Championship win in NXT, it looked like he was going to be poised as like a breakout guy for that, and then he got called up to be like Andrade's replacement when Andrade got suspended in, I guess, the beginning of 2020.
Yeah.
Then they became a tag team, and it was like, okay, this can work. They're with Zelina, and then that kind of went nowhere, and they ended up feuding and then becoming a team again, and then just fading off, and then Andrade left the company.
And Austin Theory was involved for a bit.
Oh, yes.
Austin Theory's doing much better for himself now.
Yeah.
Man's actually like doing stuff on NXT.
Yeah. He's goofy as fuck, but it seems to fit him.
Yeah. So, yeah, rest in peace to that. And, last year we also got Drew Gulak versus Daniel Bryan at, Elimination Chamber?
Mm-hmm.
And,
yeah.
Absolutely nothing. Anyway, that was that. Just awful. Then we got R-Truth backstage talking to, what's his name? Kevin Patrick? Patrick Kelly? No.
Kevin Patrick, KP.
KP.
Impossible.
R-Truth drops the 24/7 title to Akira Tozawa, who crawls down the stairs and wins the title again.
And at this point is when I looked at my phone and looked at the time, and we were only an hour and 11 minutes into the fucking show. And this is a 3-hour show, ladies and gentlemen.
It is 3
hours. If you guys watch Raw, you know this. As it is WWE's longest television program out of NXT and SmackDown and Main Event. I guess if you want to call that one of their programs, because it is, I guess. Even 205 Live, that's still around.
Yeah, but they're not televised.
No,
it's on Peacock, though. You can still watch it.
Yeah.
After this, we got a vignette for Eva Marie. She says the evolution's coming. It was just her doing a photo shoot.
And she's the super role model. She wants to help people get to her level.
8
So
more
it
weeks
definitely,
of
again, this is the first one I've seen, but it definitely seems like it's going to be a group and not her actually wrestling. Hopefully.
I have no idea.
Hopefully.
I don't know who the fuck they would pair with her.
Mandy.
I don't think it's going to be girls. I feel like it's going to be like a guy group.
Angel Garza.
Angel would, I guess, make sense. Like, his whole gimmick is that he's the pretty boy. Anywho,
I hope it's just a bunch of random people.
Pretty
It's
Ricky.
Omos.
Omos, AJ. Yeah, Eva Marie manages AJ Styles.
No, AJ's not involved. Omos breaks up with AJ to join with
Pretty Ricky.
Pretty Ricky.
No, he's just going to dab everywhere.
We're almost there, Pat. You can almost talk
The
about
dabbing Irishman.
The pride of Scotland.
Ireland. Scotland is Drew McIntyre.
Same thing. Anyway, Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton for the 1000th time. Let's talk about Matt Riddle here, everybody.
Yes.
Randy Orton makes his entrance, and it looks like he's going to be alone. Matt Riddle comes out on his scooter, which we all assumed was broken because of his feud with Sheamus.
Hold on. Can we talk about with the scooter? He doesn't ride the scooter. He just walks it down, which defeats the perfect purpose of the scooter.
Matt Riddle just came off as like an unbearable dickhead throughout this.
He was trying to sing along with Randy's
theme, the entire time he was
messing up the lyrics, stopping midway to pose for himself, then posed behind Randy Orton as Randy did his pose. Good thing good part about this, Randy has his little sparklers coming down from the ceiling.
Yeah, he's got his
thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, Randy had a Undertaker type
entrance. This thing to win forever.
Because it went to commercial break when he was having his entrance, and came back, and that's when he went on the rope and did the thing.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Why is this so long?
He did get his sparkler pyro back from his Burn in My Light days. So for those who missed that.
Thoroughly enjoy that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just glad that we have
I miss it
random episode.
I miss it when it was on the stage, but it's still a good touch.
Yeah, it's a good pyro.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm just happy we got Pyro back on regular shows.
That's true.
That is true. Remember the longest stretch that they've had no Pyro?
Yeah,
they
yeah,
claim they
This
have
is
any
what
money or
happens when
something.
this is what happens when they save so much money on not touring.
Oh,
and
yeah.
not having to do
Cutting
live events
superstars,
and
yeah.
cutting superstars.
You get Pyro.
Yeah.
Sorry you lost your job, but now we have Pyro.
And Randy gets Pyro.
AJ also got Pyro.
AJ gets Pyro, and Natty and Tamina got it on SmackDown.
And Lashley
Yeah.
got Pyro too.
Yeah.
So we got some Pyro.
Lashley's Pyro is chef's kiss.
Sure. Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton. I really don't have much to say about this. They've had better matches. Kofi won with a roll up.
Yep.
After
distraction.
Woods distracted him with
The
trombone
trumpet.
playing.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called anymore.
Francesca 2 or 3 or 5 or
don't
there's a
know.
lot of them
Yeah.
at this point.
They all get destroyed. So.
Also, throughout this match, Corey was complaining that Woods should not be allowed at ringside because he is too much of a distraction. To which I believe Byron brought up the fact that Riddle is at ringside, and he said Riddle doesn't do anything, which is true. He just is himself, riding on a goddamn, walking on a goddamn scooter.
Yeah, he loved dude.
Dude, during this match, at points, it sounds like they were just shooting on each other.
Yeah.
Like, they were, like, yelling at each other. Corey Graves was having this huge bitch fit about this. He was just, like, yelling. They were just, like, really going at each other and just not calling the match.
Yeah,
And,
it wasn't
yeah.
as bad as what happened with the Ricochet match, where literally I think for the entire 10-15 minute match, it was just Corey and...
Yeah, I don't think Adnan got a word.
Oh, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of, where he claimed that Ricochet should be in jail.
Yeah,
for stealing his clothes.
and that Ricochet should have his dad beat him for the way that he
Corey
behaves.
was so triggered.
Corey and Byron could be fine on their own. Corey was fine in NXT. Those two together, it is unbearable.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, just imagine watching, like, NXT or AEW or even SmackDown and just the announcers, or Impact, and the announcers just yelling at each other. Imagine Michael Cole, who's on... Yeah, Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. Imagine on SmackDown, they just had a screaming match on commentary. Nobody would want to watch that.
Or Matt Stryker
And D'Lo
Brown screaming at
or
each
Jim
other.
Ross and Tony Schiavone. Like, no, awful.
Yeah. Also, after this match, I guess we should discuss how Matt Riddle got in the middle of Kofi and Xavier and Randy, who were all yelling at each other. And then Randy just walks off after teasing that he was going to hit somebody with an RKO. And then Xavier grabs Riddle to talk to him, and Riddle just shoves Xavier down to the ground and walks off and pleads with Randy, who throws his hands up at him. Teasing that slow heel turn for Riddle that nobody cares about at this point because he's such a goddamn goof.
Yeah, Matt Riddle, if we're doing like, we still have several months till our year-end awards.
We're closing in on our half-year awards.
Yeah, if we do them again this year. Matt Riddle is 100% going to be on my list for worst character. Or worst gimmick.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
All right, we head backstage with Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce. Who's in it? That's
Mandy and Dana,
Mandy and Dana, Lana and Naomi.
and then eventually Charlotte.
Yeah, and they're talking about who gets to challenge the tag titles, or for the tag titles. And then Charlotte comes in, and Sonya says that her and Charlotte have something private to discuss, so the teams leave, and Charlotte demands a one-on-one match against Rhea Ripley because she didn't lose last night. And then Rhea comes in. And so it's worth noting Charlotte debuted new gear last night at the pay-per-view, where it's supposed to be a reference to Cruella DeVille, since the Cruella movie's coming out for Disney with Emma Stone.
Right.
As Joey and Ryan both noted, it looks more like
cow
it
print.
looks more like cow print. But regardless,
The robe
looks like Cruella DeVille, but the gear doesn't.
The
Yeah.
gear looks stupid.
I don't even know. So again, we haven't watched Raw since 2019. I think before this, we would all be considered Rhea Ripley fans.
I thoroughly enjoyed Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
We come into this segment.
She was really good in War Games.
I don't
War Games
remember.
match.
I don't remember anything she said aside.
She's a good wrestler.
Yeah, she's a good wrestler. I don't remember anything about what she said in this promo to Charlotte, aside from her woofing like a dog at Charlotte.
It wasn't even woofing like a dog. It was
Just
woof. In her little Australian accent.
It was so funny.
All I know about
Oh my
Rhea
God.
since she's come to the main roster
So she's a heel.
is that she's a heel. She calls the fans peasants multiple times on promos, and now she is wolfing like a god. Just making just saying the word wolf to Charlotte. One, why do we have two apparent heels feuding? Two, who is writing these promos for Rhea? Because that is fucking horrendous.
Dude, I can't even recall what she said besides
Yeah.
Wolf was it just
like she was talking, but
she
it
said
made no
something.
sense.
Yeah, she said something about how she's going to make sure everybody knows after tonight that Charlotte is last year's news. Even though I think Charlotte's just going to stay in the title picture because that's literally all Charlotte does. And yeah, that's all I got out of this. Also, it seemed like Charlotte also, when she came into it, also kind of like said that Dana and Mandy shouldn't have a title shot, and Lana and Naomi shouldn't have title shots because they lose too often, and then just stood there like she was going to be the tag title person, even though she has no partner and nobody likes her or no other wrestler likes her.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pointless.
Right.
Yeah, that was that was that. I still don't understand it, but all right. I don't know who saw Rhea Ripley, her work in NXT where she like genuinely connected with the fans and got over as a face and was like, man, got to bring her up to Raw and have her be a heel to challenge Asuka at WrestleMania. We can't have two baby faces from NXT winning titles. No idea.
I'd say two of the most dominant baby faces in NXT history, but
Bianca wasn't.
What?
Bianca wasn't. She wasn't dominant in NXT.
No, like facing off Asuka and
Asuka
Rhea.
and Rhea, yeah.
But Rhea really wasn't that dominating. She had her title lost in like 3 months after winning it. So.
Well, she was also NXT UK champ. She was the inaugural one for that.
Yeah, but I feel like that was like under 150 days.
I don't remember. Regardless, yeah, makes no sense. Natalya and Tamina defend the women's tag titles against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. All I'm gonna say about this is like halfway through the match, Alexa Bliss came out on stage, and then with the doll in her hand, and then Reginald was at ringside with Natalya and Tamina, Nia and Shayna. Sorry.
Yep.
And I don't know who was going for what, but flames shot out of one of the ring posts, and they acted like Reginald had his face burned off from it, basically, and Nia Jax went to go comfort him, which allowed Natalya and Tamina to hit the heart attack on Shayna Baszler to retain, as then we got random giggling playing repeatedly over the mic.
Yeah.
They never showed it being Alexa.
Yeah, no. And they kept on looking like around the arena.
Despite them showing that Alexa was on the stage.
Yeah, like Tamina or Nia kept on looking up in the rafters, and Tamina and Natty like clutched their titles as they looked in the crowd. Again, after they showed that Alexa was at the top of the ramp with a spotlight on her, with the doll.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no idea. I'm glad that this is what the women's tag titles have been turned into, is just Alexa's plaything now.
Yeah.
With teams that nobody cares about.
Yeah, hey man, all I know is that at least tonight it seemed like your theory of who
Alexa
Lily
Bliss
is going to be was not true.
Oh yeah, I thought it was going to be Nikki Cross. It does not appear that's the case, so that's good. Good for Nikki. She gets to live another day.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't just be like, oh, this is how we bring back Nikki. A few weeks later, Lily shows up. It's Nikki Cross, but they're going to pretend like that nobody should know who this is.
Yeah. After this, we came. It was Sheamus and Ricochet time. Sheamus comes out to the ring.
This was
not for the U.S. title. It's worth noting. Last night on the pre-show for WrestleMania Backlash, Sheamus offered an open challenge. I believe Ricochet took it and lost.
Ricochet attacked him from behind, as they showed.
Yeah.
Ripped off Sheamus.
Okay, so I want to cut in here. I had seen clips of, I guess after the match or something, where Ricochet had the coat and hat on very briefly, and then just sprinted out of the ring because Sheamus was going to chase him like a little coward. They showed what he did before that tonight, as Ryan was about to say, where I'll let you say it because you seem to want to.
So Ricochet attacked Sheamus as Sheamus was announcing the open challenge. ripped the jacket off, put the jacket on, took the hat off, put the hat on, threw Sheamus out of the ring. Sheamus, with a stunned face, looks at him as, I shit you not, Ricochet jumps around a bit and then dabs on him. It is 2021. People were over a dabbing gimmick when TJP was in WWE.
Yeah, the WWE was missing it, so they had to bring it back.
So then Sheamus comes out. He cuts a promo claiming that somebody has put their dirty little mitts.
He knew who it was. It was implied that it was Ricochet.
Yes. On his gear and stole it last night and still has it. Even though, as Pat pointed out, Ricochet clearly at the end of the night, or at the end of their match last night, threw the gear at Sheamus. So apparently, Sheamus went back to his dressing room.
and gave it to him. He stole it.
Right. So then they cut backstage to Ricochet standing in the goddamn backstage ring, and one of the interviewers, I guess Sarah, interviewing him about what Sheamus is saying, and Ricochet says, "Oh, you clearly saw me last night. I ninja threw the gear back to him. I don't know who would have taken it. Wait, I've got something." And he walks off, and he comes back, and he has the gear, and he says, I really like this stuff. It makes me feel like Ernest the Cat Miller. I could dance, and he starts dabbing again.
No. Don't forget, he also puts on an Irish accent.
Yeah. He does. He does act Irish, and this was just atrocious.
This was
They cut back after that. They cut back to Sheamus's face, and his jaw was just dropped.
Sheamus looked embarrassed.
It was literally the funniest thing ever.
The best part about this is that when they showed Ricochet about to be interviewed, I looked at Pat and I said, "Oh boy, they're giving Ricochet a mic."
Yep, and he didn't disappoint.
I don't know what he said when he was doing the Irish accent. I don't remember what it was. Whatever he did, he sounded incredibly nervous. Like his voice was shaky.
Yeah.
But this was the official debut of Rick O'Shea, the
Pride of Ireland.
Rick O'Shea, yeah.
We've been calling it for this for years, and of course it had to be against the real Pride of Ireland, Sheamus.
Yeah.
To start this match off, Ricochet makes his entrance wearing Sheamus's gear. And
Dabs again.
Yeah, he dabs on the entrance, which just pisses Sheamus off, and Sheamus just comes at him and brawls with him for
Ricochet, as he runs up to him, Ricochet gets out of the way and he tumbles, which means Ricochet runs into the ring and dabs again.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Because I'm Ricochet and I'm a dabber.
For what it's worth, that all aside, these two had a really solid match, but as Joey and Ryan have talked about, commentary really hurt this with Corey Graves and Byron just having a screaming match and arguing throughout the entire thing. It literally sounded like they were like a married couple fighting.
Yeah, there are multiple points that Adnan
Virk, yeah.
Adnan would try to say something about the action. He doesn't have a very loud voice to begin with. But he'd start to say something, and Corey Graves would yell something like, "Ricochet's behavior is the type of behavior of somebody who needs their dad to beat them."
Yeah. Or wanted him to be in prison
to
for stealing his
To which
clothes.
Byron Saxton claims that he knows Ricochet very well, and that Ricochet would never have stolen it. He probably just meant to borrow it, didn't hear Sheamus's response, and just took it.
What? No idea, dude.
Yeah, why would you want to borrow it? What? I don't understand.
If you wanted to borrow it, why wouldn't you?
Ricochet?
Why would you throw the gear
as a potato farmer?
Why would you throw the gear back at?
I have no idea.
Their logic fucking befuddles me.
Yeah, befuddles. There you go. SAT word. There was a scary looking Spanish fly later in here where Sheamus looked like he landed really weird on his leg, but he kept going. So I mean, props to him.
Not according to Byron though. Byron multiple times said Sheamus can't even stand up straight, even though he was walking around and fighting.
That's true.
But according to Byron, he couldn't stand, he couldn't walk.
Byron was selling Sheamus' injury more than Sheamus was. So.
We got a big springboard 450 from Ricochet for a near fall. Sheamus got one of his knee strikes for a near fall, but eventually he got him with the brogue kick, but they didn't call it the brogue kick.
Yeah, so Ricochet went for his, I guess a lion salt moonsault type thing, and he hit it. Sheamus hit him with it's not the brogue kick, it's just a pump kick where it's really just his knee is hitting him. He doesn't get the full leg up, but they keep on calling it a pump kick, and then he ends up later hitting the brogue kick on him, but commentary was like, it's the dreaded pump kick. And I had Vietnam flashbacks of Josh Matthews calling Impact Wrestling, where he wouldn't call things by the finishers. He would just call them the finishing maneuver or the signature move. And that's what I felt this was, when you have a move that has been called the brogue kick for at least a decade at this point. And commentary is just like, it's the dreaded pump kick.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Sheamus won. Really solid match. It was desperately hurt by commentary, to a ridiculous level.
I do have to say one shout out to Sheamus. He brought out some weird type of submission move where he was kind of just grinding the face of Ricochet in the ground while he was bent over the knee. And it's not the cloverleaf that he normally does, but I really thought this was a impressive looking submission. Which I like submissions that look devastating, you want to tap out from it.
Big Sheamus mark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think
you don't like the figure four on top of the bus?
No, absolutely not. The figure four does not look devastating.
No, but specifically on top of a bus, it makes it more devastating.
Yeah, I prefer
figure four on that raw.
I prefer the walls of Jericho on a table.
Yeah, true.
There you go.
After this, Sheamus got on the mic, and this began our run of warnings for Bobby Lashley, where Sheamus said he loves his U.S. title, but he's warning Bobby Lashley because he might answer that open challenge.
Yeah, his other shoulder's looking a little light.
Which sent us into another promo from Joey's two favorite wrestlers, Mace and T-Bar, formerly of Retribution.
And formerly of the Hurt Business.
Honestly,
they should have just kept their masks on. I don't know what the fuck they're supposed to be.
Mace has black eyeliner to an extreme amount, and
it's not even eyeliner at that
I don't
point.
even know. It's just
it
looks like raccoon paint, basically.
Yes.
Where you got the raccoon eyes.
They look like what we watched on Channel 5, the LA Punk show. It looks like it was that crowd.
Yeah, basically. T-Bar looks more like he fits in with the Ascension. He's got some color on his.
Yeah, he's got red face paint coming off his eyes.
Mace 100% looked like he was about to attend the LA Punk show.
Yeah, 100%.
And yell, COVID is a lie.
Yeah.
Right.
They basically said that everything in life ends, and tonight one of them is going to end Lashley's legacy.
And then
Mace flipped a coin. He did
he flipped it and had to almost he had to come off of the post that he was on and to try to grab it because he flipped it too far.
Yeah. And spoiler, he did not end.
Neither of them challenged.
Yeah, they claimed.
So I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, they claimed that the heads or tails was going to decide who faced them. Apparently, it landed on the middle. It must have fell in the cracks.
Asuka versus Charlotte Flair for the 9,000th time happened tonight.
Yeah.
Should we do my stat that I found beforehand?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so apparently, I looked it up. Apparently, of all the matches that Charlotte and Asuka have had since Asuka and Charlotte have both been on main roster, Asuka has won a total of one match that was not a DQ or countout, but it apparently did have interference to allow her to win.
Makes sense.
Just like this match. So, Asuka still has not cleanly pinned or submitted Charlotte Flair in the WWE.
Down bad.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because this one also didn't end really clean.
Nope, because you had...
Yeah, well, we'll get to it. Anyway, we have a regular match for a little bit. That doesn't last long. Rhea comes out, and then it goes to commercial, and then Rhea spends the rest of the match sitting at ringside. Eventually, they go to ringside, and she gets involved, basically. I don't remember why she get involved.
So Charlotte goes over to her and starts pointing at the title. So Rhea stands up and just starts holding the title. And then Asuka goes for her backhand or back fist, whatever they call it. Charlotte ducks it, and Rhea catches it and just pushes it down. Charlotte rolls Asuka back in, to which Rhea gets up behind Charlotte like she's going to attack her, but the ref is kind of watching. And Charlotte, I think, pushes Rhea away, and then Asuka rolls Charlotte up, kicks out at not even 1. Then they do it again, kicks out at like 1.5. And then I believe they go for a third time, and Asuka wins with it. And then Rhea and Charlotte just stare each other down again as Asuka celebrates.
Shockingly, Asuka won this. I was certainly expecting Charlotte to win and them just do Charlotte and Rhea, but apparently they're going to do Asuka and Rhea again.
Or they won't, because according to Sonya, the win wouldn't matter. It would just give them an idea of if Charlotte could deserve it.
I have no idea, nor do I really care. Neither of those matches is really too appealing to me. We've seen them both. I would prefer for something new, and I prefer if Rhea was a face.
Yeah.
After this, we go backstage, and we see John Morrison walking around. He's totally fine.
After being eaten
alive by zombies last night on the pay-per-view.
But you know who wasn't alive?
Miz is not there, and John Morrison says that tonight's Lumberjack match is dedicated to the Miz. John Morrison versus Damian Priest in a rematch from last night with the same stipulation with no zombies. They're doing another Lumberjack match.
Not only this, but Morrison also says that he hasn't been able to see Miz all day, and he doesn't know if we'll ever be able to see Miz the same way we have seen him all these years.
What the fuck, dude? We didn't watch the pay-per-view. The fact that they did a zombie thing, and I understand it was cross-promotion for Army of the Dead, absolutely not. In no world would any other company be like, oh, we have a promotion, we're sponsored by this movie, let's do an actual angle where one of our wrestlers gets eaten alive by zombies.
No, let's have an angle where both our wrestlers get eaten by zombies, because we clearly see that Morrison goes and disappears.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he could get away
as people are eating him.
I mean, Morrison, you don't see the eating thing, you just see him go over. But regardless, awful. And then we sent it into it was just a regular Lumberjack match. There was no zombies or anything. It was just John Morrison and Damian Priest again. Unfortunately. For some reason, they decided they needed to do this match again. Mm-hmm. It was just your normal Lumberjack match.
In the Miz's honor.
Yeah,
in the Miz's honor. And we had Nikki Cross out there.
Nikki Cross was there, yeah.
And we also had Akira Tozawa with the 24/7 title around those waist.
I was surprised.
Which we were shocked.
We were shocked that there was no 24/7 title nonsense.
And dude, Corey Graves was a little upset because he texted the Miz.
Yeah, the Miz didn't respond.
He didn't respond to him, so...
yeah.
And also, we got a little bit of storytelling more with Cedric and Sheldon.
Well, more importantly, midway through this, John Morrison goes to the floor and just starts doing parkour. He jumps over the barricade, then jumps jumps over Mustafa Ali, and then jumps onto the steel steps.
He struggles.
He tries to grab Sheldon Benjamin in the process, as the two of them look like they're trying to DDT each other for no apparent reason.
He was just trying to make this match interesting.
It was so weird. And then eventually, Damian Priest dove to the floor, and then Cedric did a suicide dive onto Sheldon Benjamin because they're having issues. And then there was a big superplex where they all went down.
Except Nikki, who just ran around.
Yeah, because Nikki's crazy. Damian Priest won with Hit the Lights. That was it. And then after the match, Damian Priest says that he is going to challenge Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship tonight. Yep. And Damian Priest did not do so.
It's a goddamn travesty.
We're not spending any more time on that match.
Don't forget that he also spoke in Spanish and immediately.
Oh yeah, at least for our feed, as soon as Damian Priest started speaking Spanish, our feed just like froze on TV. And then we came back and we got a second Eva Marie vignette, where she basically, it's just videos of her like working on like acting projects and stuff, and saying once again, the evolution is coming.
No date.
No date. Similar to Emelina, how that just went on endlessly. Backstage, Sheldon Benjamin, and he says that he's going to challenge Lashley. And then Cedric comes in, and I believe he also said he was going to challenge Lashley. No? Did he just attack him?
No, he said that it's funny that you think that beating me last week gives you credit to go after Lashley after we've seen your career over the last however long.
Yes.
Wait, is he insulting himself?
It sounds like he's like, hey man, I'm just like a guy who wrestles on main events sometimes.
Yeah, like I am like a jobber.
I'm
basically.
nobody.
Without you, I'm nobody. So, and then said that you have to, or that there's other people that are more deserving, and then and that everybody who has ever been friends with Shelton eventually abandons him, just like he deserves. To which Shelton just slaps him across
Yeah, well,
the
that
chest.
was a brutal slap.
To which knocks Cedric to the floor, and he just holds his head and jaw, even though he was clearly slapped in the shoulder and chest.
I see no issue. Yeah, and after this sent us to the main event, which was Bobby Lashley for his open challenge for the WWE Championship. Who comes out to make the answer? Kofi Kingston with Xavier Woods, somebody who did not mention once challenging for this.
Nope.
And before he can come in, and
so so he gets in the ring. They hold the title up.
yeah,
They announce it's a world title match.
yeah,
They've rung the bell already.
yeah.
Everybody's ready. MVP grabs a mic and says, "Before we ring the bell,
It's clearly.
I don't know where you're getting. This is a world title match. I never said it. Adam Pearce isn't in the building to say it, so it's not a world title match, even though it's already been declared a world title match. The bell has already rung, but now the MVP is just like, nope, never said it. Can't happen."
Yeah. And so this isn't for a title. So we spent 3 hours.
3 hours.
3 hours hyping up.
Well, no, before the show.
Oh yeah,
you
last
said,
night where Lashley.
Last night,
where
yeah.
it was promised that there was going to be a
A
surprise.
surprise. Well, the surprise. It's
Surprise
not a
was
title
nothing,
match.
Yeah.
Surprise, Bobby Lashley, you have
So
to
it
wrestle
wasn't
in a
surprise
match.
it wasn't a surprise for Bobby. It was a surprise for us.
Yeah.
And
It
it
sucks.
wasn't a good surprise.
The match was good.
Sure. There was a lot of interference.
alright.
Xavier Woods was doing his trumpet thing.
Trombone. Get the wind instrument right.
MVP gets involved, and when he goes to use his little.
No. Percussion is drums, bro.
I'm
Did you
down
claim a
bad.
trombone was percussion?
I'm down bad.
Oh, it might be it might be a brass.
It's brass, yeah.
Brass, not
Still.
wind. Wind is flute and shit.
Regardless, MVP gets involved and tries to use his cane to beat down Kofi, but then Drew
Nice
McIntyre gets involved, and Kofi wins via help. Former WWE champion wins this match via help from Drew McIntyre
And Xavier.
and Xavier. He needs 2 people to help him. And Byron celebrates this like Kofi won the WWE Championship again at WrestleMania 35. That's not the case. I'm assuming Kofi gets a title shot next week, loses, and never comes near the WWE Championship again, and we just go back to Drew and Bobby, which, not surprising. This was a disappointment. Like, we all love Kofi, but they hyped this up for 3 hours.
Yeah,
And
if
we'd
this
already
was a
seen-
world title match, I'd be perfectly fine with it.
And we had already seen Kofi on the show.
So they hyped up a non-title match
For
for
3
3
hours.
hours.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
Yeah, we were expecting anybody. Like I said, maybe Brock shows up.
Jinder.
Pat wanted Jinder.
I wanted Jinder to become a 2-time champ tonight.
Yeah,
With Shanky.
I threw out that maybe Heath has been lying all along. He's not actually injured. He didn't have surgery for his groin. He left Impact and was coming back for. He was coming over for a title match, so that we could get the match everybody wants, which is the 3-man band triple threat for the world title.
Yeah.
We don't want that. We didn't want the Shield triple threat. We wanted this.
Right, with Heath
Heath.
as the champion.
As
Going into that match.
hey man,
Perfect.
you act like Heath is a bad wrestler.
I didn't say that.
Heath is GOAT.
I don't know if he's
Heath is better than
world
Jinder
champ
Mahal.
quality.
If Jinder Mahal is world champ quality, Heath,
I mean,
Heath
I don't
is.
think he is still. That wasn't my decision, though.
Yeah. So Pat, I guess at this point we should say, what would you rate this Raw?
Oh,
Oh man, how do you rate a show like this compared to Dynamite or New Japan?
Probably the same way I would, which is thumbs down.
Yeah. Was this an enjoyable show? No. Was this There was moments. There were moments.
But for 3 goddamn hours.
Was this worth sitting through so we could do this? I vote yes. I would 100% do this again.
Yeah. We did together, so it was...
We did it together.
Yeah.
If I was watching this show by myself, this would be much harder.
It'd be very hard. But in terms of, see, not even Ricochet versus Sheamus could save this entire show.
No.
That was a good match. But I'm gonna still give it a thumbs down because everything outside of that, basically, almost everything, like, which is really sad for a 3-hour show. Like, if I can only find one good thing.
Yeah, I don't think there was a good promo or like a good vignette. Like the Eva Marie vignettes aren't very good. She's not good on the mic.
Yeah, the Orton and Kofi match was good. It wasn't great. It wasn't special.
When there's like 3 or 4 segments that have already gone by and there's still 2 hours left of a 3-hour show, it doesn't really feel too good.
When the longest match of the night ended in DQ, I think.
Was it though? I feel like Charlotte and Asuka was probably longer than AJ and Elias.
Yeah.
And Sheamus and Ricochet might have even been longer.
Yeah. I don't know.
But the fact that the first match of the show ended in DQ had already left us hour.
After I think it had at least one, maybe 2 commercials in it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a thumbs down. So
I would also give it a thumbs down.
Well, it's not starting too hot for us for our first review.
I think this is probably going to be a trend. I think it's going to be few and far between we ever give a thumbs in the middle even.
Yeah, which is a shame because
I'd be impressed. Yeah,
like
if there's comes a point where we give this show a thumbs up, like a Monday Night Raw thumbs up, then I don't know. Like pigs are gonna fucking fly or something.
It's weird because there's a shit ton of talent there. It just
doesn't work.
It's hard to it hurts to say that an AJ Styles match left a bad taste in our mouth.
Yeah,
I feel like AJ Styles is a tag champion, but it just feels.
It feels like it's just him.
Weird.
It also just feels like it's him. Omos is there, but it doesn't feel like he's part of it.
It's not like. What does Omos do?
He doesn't seem to have personality. His personality is I just stand there silently.
And do fist bumps.
Yeah, fist bumps.
And then just walk real slow towards Jackson Riker.
That's true. The next time we do a Raw review, I guess we're going to have to come up with another opening segment to coincide with the NBA thing.
Yeah.
Every week we're going to have a random segment. We'll figure it out.
We'll find other obscure players.
We'll find a way.
We'll find a way to keep ourselves entertained. But until then, this has been the Deep Six Wrestling Podcast. It is our inaugural episode of our Raw review series for who knows how long this goes. Could be canceled in 1 week, could be canceled in 2 weeks, could be canceled in 3 weeks. Who knows? The world may never know.
Yeah.
Could be canceled yesterday.
Yeah, this could never air.
It could last longer than the Raw Underground.
Yeah, it could last wrong.
I think that's the goal, is just to last longer than
Raw.
Which I believe was only like a month, right?
No, I think it was close to like 2.
Okay.
So we got some time.
Yeah, it was longer than it ever should have
2 months. I
don't know. So thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this.
Shout out to Rob for
claiming
that we should do this year, like at least last year, saying that
it was around this time. It was last summer.
Saying that we should all get into having like a podcast
we
for every major show. We said no because we couldn't sit through these, and we sat through this, and we wanted to hurt ourselves.
And he even went out of his way to find someone to help him, but then he ghosted the guy. And
facts.
Yeah. So I think it's only fair that me, Joey, and Ryan, probably the most 3 critical people of WWE in our group, decided to do the Raw review.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Other than Jake, who doesn't watch wrestling, just criticizes the fuck out of wrestling.
Yeah, Jake just hates everything, but still claims to be a wrestling fan.
Yeah. Except Drew Gulak. He will love Drew Gulak.
I don't know. Actually, you know what? He probably would love Gulak and Angel Garza's ass thing, because Jake's a weird guy who likes weird.
He loves when things go up people's asses.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Shout out to Hot Take Jake.
Yeah, shout out to Jake. So yeah, thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the show. Maybe we'll be back next week. Who knows? But we'll be back on Wednesday. I'll be back on Wednesday. Joey won't be with me for Dynamite.
Yeah.
You're gonna miss it.
I know.
It's okay. And then Ryan and Angela will be doing. Or is Angela back?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well,
he's on vacation. He said it was only for the weekend, but I don't know if he's got work or anything.
Yeah. So we'll have our Dynamite and Impact reviews though this week on Wednesday and Thursday.
Like Pat said,
I would say question on the Impact one, just in case, because I'm having my
Ryan has his
vaccination on Wednesday, but
fair.
I don't know the side effects yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's usually like
second dose,
it's
baby.
usually extra limbs and stuff.
Yeah, that's
but like Pat said, I hope you guys enjoyed the show because we didn't.
We enjoyed each other's company.
So if you sat through this, if you guys didn't turn this off after we were done with the NBA segment because that was fun, then you are awesome.
Yeah, please leave some comments because like we don't know every aspect of these storylines, but like because there are some people that will try to defend this stuff and be like, this is exactly what it's going. It's long-term storylines. You have to follow it. Please explain to us what the fuck we're missing because it doesn't make sense to us.
I want to apologize to all of our, if we have any, all of our Indian viewers that we're not talking about Roman Reigns.
If we do a SmackDown review every week,
I'm not watching 5 hours of WWE.
Or sometime in the future he comes back to Raw, then...
pray for a draft. Pray for a draft.
Hey, man. Hey, man. After Mania, they claimed that there was a shakeup coming. And
did they?
There was reports that there was a shakeup
that's not
coming.
them claiming. That's
but I don't think we're getting a shakeup until at least fans come
What the hell are you
back.
talking about, buddy? All right. Anyway, Ryan's off the deep end.
Dude, I'm tired as fuck.
So we're gonna
Ryan's getting Boomer of the Week.
Yeah, Ryan's getting Boomer of the Week. But now we can, dude. See, this opens up Boomer of the Week so much wider now.
Yeah,
there's so much you can do. Off this show alone, you can give it to Alexa Bliss. You can give it to Rhea Ripley for Wolf.
That 100%.
Pretty Ricky, you can give it to.
Pretty Ricky,
you can
yes.
Give it to Byron.
Alexa being weak, like talking about fingernails and ripping wings off of animals. That's not Boomer. That's fucking.
Okay, fine. Take Alexa off. Byron and
as of right now, I would 100% give Byron and Corey freaking the fuck out.
Definitely Corey saying freaking wanted to call the cops on.
And that he wanted Ricochet's father
to beat him.
Dude,
yeah, definitely Corey. Corey's up there for nomination.
Ricochet has to be in his 30s. He is 32 years old. If Ricochet's dad just came down and started beating him,
I think it'd be comedy gold.
That would be up there for worst segment of the millennium. That would rival Bobby Lashley's sisters.
It's probably fair.
Yeah, or This Is Your Life or whatever.
Oh, with Bailey and Alexa?
Yeah.
Don't remind me. Anyway, we appreciate you joining us. Hopefully this brought a little pep to your step on this Monday evening, or Tuesday, whenever you listen to this.
And if we destroyed your entire week, we're sorry.
Yeah, well, Wednesday we'll pick you up.
Yeah. So thanks for listening. We'll talk to you guys next time. Adios.
Bye.
Bye.